With the plenary meet for the NSG group around the corner in Seoul, India has stepped up diplomatic engagements as well with Beijing. According to sources, Foreign Secretary S Jaishankar has made a hush trip to Beijing. Jaishankar met Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi, and even Prime Minister Modi is likely to meet the Chinese President at the Shanghai Cooperative Summit in Tashkent next week. We do have more news coming in with Anant Krishnan, a correspondent from Beijing, joining us, and also Deputy Editor Smita Sharma, who joins us from the capital. Well, let's go to Anant first. Anant, give us details of this very hushed diplomatic engagement that India has undertaken with Beijing.
Well, it's a visit that both Indian and Chinese officials don't really want to talk about on record. But we do understand that Foreign Secretary S Jaishankar made a very under-the-radar and hushed visit to Beijing for just one day. And the idea very much was a last-ditch pitch by India before the all-important June 24th plenary meeting of the Nuclear Suppliers Group in Seoul. So the message very much from India is that it wanted China's support. And also it was a message that looked to address some of the concerns that China has had about India's possible accession into the group. And this is mainly got to do with the future entry of other non-NPT countries like Pakistan.
Right. Well, Anant, that's what China's stand has been, that it will only be the NPT signatory that they will support in the NSG, and also been supporting Pakistan's bid to the nuclear supply group. We also have Smita, who's joining us now. Smita, how much do you feel the Indo-China diplomatic relations will be impacted, and will India be successful ahead of the NSG plenary meet to get Beijing on board?
Hush-hush diplomacy has been a kind of a trademark style as far as this government is concerned, especially when it comes to countries like Pakistan. We have seen those absolutely secret talks that was held between the two NSAs in Bangkok, nearly 6 hours of talks. And it's also, in fact, a style of functioning of the government where very important events, even like the Heart of Asia, for which the Pakistan Foreign Secretary had traveled to New Delhi, these events are now announced just a couple of hours before they are about to happen. So perhaps the government believes that it's important to do diplomacy away from media and public glare, which can actually have its own advantages. And in this particular case, of course, India wants to make sure that it can do whatever it is possible, even if away from public glare, to try and make sure that the NSG bid for India's entry into that suppliers group comes through.
Fair enough. Smita, be with us, because Anant, tell us also the fact that you're reporting from Beijing. Has the NSG push issue been raised with the bureaucratic circle as well? And also we have the Prime Minister who will be meeting his counterpart in the SCO summit, which has been planned. So we do see that India has been trying to reach out to Beijing, but so far Beijing has been playing that park tango ahead.
Well, the message from Beijing so far has been pretty consistent in that it does not specifically oppose India's bid, but it just wanted a criteria-based rules for all non-NPT countries. And there are signs that there is some room for compromise with India on this issue. In fact, just yesterday, one of the Communist Party-run newspapers in Beijing published a rather interesting op-ed saying that China would not be against India's entry.
Okay, Anant, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I'm just getting some breaking news back from the capital.